Hey, friends all over the world. Dr. Kynan here. It's been a while, and one of the reasons why it's been a while is because of, social media has been really interesting lately. The algorithms have changed, and there's so much censorship going on now more than ever, despite, the powers that be saying otherwise. There's more censorship and control than ever before. But that's neither here nor there. I want to talk about Michael B. Jordan and occultism in Hollywood and media. Michael B. Jordan and occultism in Hollywood and media. There's a lot going on. If you haven't been paying attention and really looking at things for face value, you may miss out on what's been happening. But there's a lot spiritual that needs to be addressed. Now, do me a favor. If you like this content, if this speaks to you, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, and like and share it. That'll really help get the word out. And it'll help us to kind of navigate through some of the barriers on social media. And also tell me where you're watching from. But I want to talk about Michael B. Jordan and Hollywood occultism. And not just Hollywood, but also the music business and things like that. Because you need to understand this, because a lot is happening that you may or may not be paying attention to. In a recent interview of Michael B. Jordan, the acclaimed actor from Creed, the Creed series, Creed 1, 2, and 3. He also played in Black Panther and Wakanda Forever and a number of other blockbuster films. He's also from the Fantastic Four reboot and a number of films. Fruitvale Station, Fruitville, I don't know the name of the movie, but he's very popular. And he's actually playing in a upcoming film by Ryan Coogler named Sinners. Now, he was being interviewed on the red carpet about, I think it was one of the premieres for the film, and the interviewer, said to him, "Oh, your middle name stands for Bakari." So the B in Michael B. Jordan stands for Bakari. And she says, Bakari means such and such. I forgot the meaning of the word Bakari. And she says, where did you get this name from? And what is the implication of your name? What is the significance of that name? And how has it impacted you? It's a pretty good question, to be honest with you, from the interviewer. And he responds by saying very quickly, he said it very quickly, and I think it went over most people's head. He said, I was named by a Babalawo and my mother. This is what he said. He said, I was named by a Babalawo and my mother. Now, by the way, I'm going to show you how deep this is and how much manipulation is going on. I can't even see the comments on this video at all. I have not even been able to see how many views my videos are getting anymore over the last 2 weeks. But I'll address that in a separate video, because you see, there's a lot of manipulation taking place in media, particularly social media, because of all of the demonic activity going on that's being exposed. Okay? But I'll digress and keep talking. So, he continues to say, I was named, this is Michael B. Jordan, said he was named or given his name by a Babalawo. Now, for those of you who don't know, the term Babalawo is a Yoruba word. It's a Yoruba term that has become sort of a catch-all phrase for a witch doctor or a native doctor or a shaman, right? So a Babalawo is actually a witch or a witch doctor. Okay? So Michael B. Jordan says proudly he was given his name by a Babalawo. Now we're starting to see more than ever the rise of occultism. Now, occultism has always been in Hollywood, but the difference now is that occultism has taken a more explicit form, a more brazen form. It's no longer hidden. You know, the irony of it is that occultism actually implies something secret. When we talk about occultism, we're talking about secret knowledge, secret practices, secret societies, secret rituals, where the rituals aren't secret anymore. They're doing them very openly. They're doing them in the Grammy ceremonies, in Grammy award shows. They're exhibiting these rituals during the Oscars and other internationally broadcasted programs and awards and all these kinds of things. And it's almost like Satan is coming out of the closet. He is no longer hiding. Now, this is important to note because it means that there is a condensing or an expediting of time. The demonic realm knows it has but a short time. So they're coming out of hiding. You know, when I was growing up with my dad, and we would go fishing. And of course, growing up in Georgia, in our neighborhood, you didn't really have bait and tackle shops. You didn't really see a bait and tackle shop or a fishing shop until you went further south. But growing up in Atlanta, you didn't really see them on the corner. It depends on where you grew up, but we didn't have that in our neighborhood. So when we wanted to drive down south to go fishing, we would actually dig for worms because we would use worms as bait. So my father found a genius method to get worms very quickly. He would pour a little gasoline on the dirt. And when he would pour the gasoline on the dirt, the worms would come out on their own. And I got a revelation from that even as a kid. You see, when the gas hits the dirt, that which is hidden comes to the surface. Friends, the gas, which is the fire of God, the Holy Spirit, is making those worms, those demonic spirits that have been hidden under the surface, they're just coming out now. I'll tell you, the gas has been poured, friends, and the worms are making their way to the surface. Why? Because the enemy knows that the time is short. Now, I need you to hear this. The time is very short. And because the time is short and the enemy is being pressured, he is manifesting himself. We're seeing it in the media. We're seeing it in society. We're seeing it in the culture. People are becoming more blatantly demonic. I'll give another example. If you look at a lot of these rappers now, the rappers are now, their lyrics are paying homage to Satan. They're now coming out. Their jewelry, if you look at now, they're wearing Baphomet rings and Baphomet bracelets and Baphomet pendants. They are no longer hiding. You see, think about it, right? These songs that are being played by the young people that exhibit all kinds of murder and death, and the lyrics are talking about killing people and murdering and all this kinds of stuff. These are rituals. These are human sacrifices being rapped about and acted upon. This is deep. This man got up there and said that he was named by a Babalawo, and he said it proudly. And especially in the African American community, where witchcraft is now becoming more and more acceptable. The things we used to condemn, because, you know, growing up in the black community, we were Christians, and we went to church on Sunday. We didn't accept demonic stuff. Black folks didn't accept nothing demonic. And now the community, by and large, is embracing spiritism, ancestral worship, and all kinds of witchcraft and sorcery and divination and idolatry. You got black people talking about energy and chakras, and we never talked about that stuff before. Now, I'm not saying that those things are exclusively ethnocentric in any way, but I'm saying in my cultural upbringing, we didn't embrace that. Now folks are embracing it. It's in the music, it's in the clothing, it's in the fashion, in the culture, and it's in the movies. It's almost like the devil is coming out of hiding because he knows he's about to be exposed. So he's exposing himself. You need to pay attention to this, because this means that there's something happening in the atmosphere. You remember, where sin abounds, grace much more abounds. And that means we're on the brink of a revival. You got to read the handwriting on the wall. We are on the edge of global awakening. And the signs in the culture point to that. The reason why the devil is showing his behind, as we say, is because he literally knows that the power and presence of God is about to manifest like never before. So pay attention, pray, and plan accordingly.